A cool and blustery spring afternoon here at Mount Smart Stadium for grand final day for the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership. And we start with the promotion relegation match live here on Sky Sports. Stephen McIver joined by Richie Barnett and Brent Webb. Well, Richie, when you got a relegation match, promotion relegation, there's always an edge to it, isn't there?
Absolutely, with the motivation of Northern Storm to crack into the Premiership, and with the Waikato side, it's survival mode for them. So I'm looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, we're also looking forward to the grand final in the Premiership because Counties Haka couldn't have asked for a better one, Webby.
Mate, the last time these two teams met, it was an outstanding game and an outstanding result for Counties Manukau. So hopefully we'll see more of that today.
So this is what's on the menu for you this Saturday afternoon here at Mount Smart Stadium. We start with the promotion relegation match between Waikato and the Northern Swords, the pride of Northland, and that's the Falcons against the Stingrays in the grand final, the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership grand final. Let's just talk quickly, first of all, about Counties Manukau. They're a new team. Spencer Tamplin's really worked them well, and you get the feeling they're going to throw it again at Akarana today in the main game, aren't they?
I've really liked what they've tried to do over this series and the way that Spencer's trying to get them to play. And I hope they stick to it today and play that wide, expansive sort of footy.
Just got to get their execution right, which has been a problem, Richie. But you look at Counties Manukau, they were in the promotion relegation match last year. They had to play the Bay of Plenty Lakers, and they certainly came home. And you've got to make a statement in this match if you want to play in the big time.
You certainly do, and I think for the Counties Manukau side, it's a new direction for the side. They're picking young players who really got heart and drive to represent those colours. And so for Akarana, it's about really they're a powerhouse in Auckland, and they need to step up and take charge.
Crazy to think they were in the promotion relegation this year. Now they're vying for another final. They beat them in round 2, Akarana Counties Manukau. So they'll want to go all the way and win the Premiership. But it's the same thing for Waikato, who've been just briefly disappointing this season, Waikato, and they come from a strong comp.
Yeah, it's been surprising, especially after making the final last year. I don't think they'll be very happy with how they've gone in this campaign, but a lot to play for today.
Richie, there's a sniff too that maybe the Northern Swords could upset today. They're bringing a different style of game, not the biggest pack around either.
No, certainly I think their enthusiastic approach to this game is going to be important, and I think for the Waikato side there's elements of their game that's really promising, but there's also some portions of the game that they need to improve on. I'm sure they'll bring it out in today's match.
There is a lot to look forward to in the first game of our doubleheader. It's promotion relegation. It's the Swords against Waikato, and it's good afternoon to Dale Husband.
Thanks very much, Stephen, and a warm welcome to you wherever you are watching this afternoon. It's a glorious day in Auckland City. The Northern Swords, well, they're on the big stage today, aren't they? And they'd be very nervous, you'd have to think. They've got a bit of experience here. Checking out number 13, Joel Freeman. He's been around the traps, played offshore, played for West Australia, Mount Albert, the Point Chevalier Pirates, and also keep an eye out too for Vern Wilson, who's really experienced. In fact, one of the features of this Northern Swords squad is that a number of them in their early 30s. So, you know, they'll be a hard nut to crack for Waikato, and of course traditional rivalries go back a long, long way. Let's hear from the Northern Swords coach.
Neville, promotion relegation, exciting time for the Swords?
Oh yeah, no, everyone in the change rooms is really up for it. We've had a really good journey to Kiwi, gone under the radar, which has actually suited us quite well. So we'll just be sneaking around in the background, just trying to top up some points, and then we find ourselves in a fortunate position to be here today.
All right, our first good look at the Swords today. What can we expect up front?
I think we'd probably be one of the smaller teams in the comp, but we sort of had some selections around playing a different style. We sort of knew we couldn't, I suppose, foot it on the front foot with a lot of other teams in terms of size. So yeah, we'll go good through the middle, and then we'll sort of push down on edge and sort of see what we can do from there.
Well, best of luck to shake it up.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, thanks to NZRL for the opportunity, and everyone at home will be watching as well. Cool.
Neville Rogers, the coach of the Northerners, and here is the Waikato team fighting to retain their place in the Premiership. They haven't been at their best, but they might save it for today. It's a big day for them. Kingi and Karena with the responsibility of getting them around the park. There's plenty of talented players, including their bench as well today. And the Waikato boys, Malcolm Noda, Tina Ngahi, we've also been impressed too with the Tailakina lads. And Piripi Parangi Te Koi will have the responsibility up front today for their coach, Morgan Kutia.
Morgan, a place you'd rather not be, promotion relegation. So how's the team's attitude ahead of the match?
Sure, Stephen. Yeah, it's not where we want to be, but, you know, this competition now has given us another game, another opportunity. So here we are, and we have to do what we have to do.
Key areas you need to improve on to stay up in the Premiership?
Obviously our defence, as it always has been, and we have worked on that. Whether it's enough, we'll see, but we need to put on more points also.
All right, so who are you looking to try and turn the tide, so to speak?
Well, obviously it's our fullback, our halves, our hooker. So those are the people that have the ball in their hands the most. So that's where we're looking to actually to do well in this game.
Best luck, mate.
Thank you.
Kia ora and welcome to Mount Smart Stadium, Te Pao Rarotonga, as it's also known. For this, the relegation match, it's the Swords up against the Waikato. And I'm looking forward to this one. A clear blue sky across Auckland City as the two teams proudly make their way out onto the stadium that in a week's time will host a triple header, Australia against New Zealand. We'll talk of that through the course of the afternoon. And of course, following a week on from there, we'll be looking at the Tonga v Australia match. It's a glorious day and made more glorious by the fact that Brent Webb's in the house today. Hey, Webby.
G'day, Dale. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. It's good to have you here. And look, it's our first look at the Northern Swords, so understandably, we won't know a lot about them. They've been kind enough to give us some info. The Otangare Knights out of Whangarei were the champions of the Northern club scene, and they're well represented in this squad. But Webby, you've played on this, the main ground in New Zealand, and of course a great opportunity for both squads, for the Northerners in particular. Waikato have been here before, and as we know, strong Māori representation throughout both of these outfits, and so we get that wonderful cultural start to our sporting clashes here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, as we prepare for the Haka from both teams. Some proud Māori men on the field here this afternoon, and looking forward to this, the traditional challenge. And first up, it will be the boys from Northland, from Taitukaro. He piko he taniwha, the cry of the people of Waikato Tainui. There's a taniwha on every bend of the Waikato River. I tell you what, this is a spine-tingling start to what promises to be a wonderful clash here this afternoon. Leon Williamson's in control of the action today with Simon Taylor and Glenn Mosley. I've seen you in the Haka, and it's very easy to get consumed by it as well, Webby. That cultural start, sometimes people think that it might take a little bit of an edge off the opening exchanges, but from your perspective, does it inhibit, or does it in fact encourage you to get into the action?
Well, definitely, if you weren't ready to play before the Haka, you were definitely ready to play after. But it's, I think it's just taking that moment to have a bit of a breather after it before kickoff, and then getting into it.
We're underway here, and it's the Northern Swords who play from right to left from our commentary position. And really important that they keep a good, sharp focus on their work early on. A ton of pride from the boys from Taitukaro. And it's going to be an excellent exchange these first 10 or 15 minutes of action. Remember, the winning team here stays up in the Premiership, and the losing team will stay in, of course, the second tier, the Championship play. Congratulations to the Swords, who were better than the Otago squad and the boys from Wellington as well. A proud moment for those from the north. At number 9 is Samuel Henry. I'll give you a bit of info about these guys as we go along, but really, I guess all the work will be done on the track. The coach for them is Neville Rogers. And to the back end of the set, a kick downfield, smart play, and that's taken into the back by Turongopai Murray. Beautiful condition, Mount Smart Stadium at the moment in preparation for the 2 test matches to come in the next fortnight, Webby.
What a great couple of weeks of footy we've got ahead of us. I know we're really looking forward to the triple header. It'll be brilliant.
There's a break away, and it's a streaking run as well downfield. Lovely step back on the inside. This is Mahuta Ngātaki Matthews. What a start. And a long-range try for Waikato. They're off to the best possible start with a try, about 10 metres to the right-hand side of the post.
What a great try. He had a lot to do to finish this one off, but summed it up nicely, just taking on the fullback and throwing that big right foot step out there.
Well, we mentioned how important that the defensive work was smart early on, but Ngātaki Matthews showed a really clean pair of heels, and away he goes. Watch the nice step back on the inside to elude Vincent Paul. And a wonderful start for the flyer, and he's off to a good one. Just 18 years of age too, from Tūranga Waiwai club down at the Waikato, and he'll long revel in that imagery. His whānau put that on his rugby league Skype tape, I'm sure. And it's a great start in this clash between the North and the Waikato Tainui.
I mean, speed to burn. He just took everyone on. He beat about 5 blokes and just ran straight around them. So I think the Swords are going to have their work cut out on that left edge.
So this brings us to Hayden Carter now, one of the most experienced here. He's in his mid-30s now, Hayden. He's been a great servant for the rugby league scene down around Hamilton. Struggling for numbers club-wise, but we get the word that there will be increased squads in the local competition in 2019. This kick is to the left-hand side, so up by 4 early on. Just 3 minutes of play. Ngātaki Matthews in to score. Waikato 4, the Swords 0.
The Swords really need to get a good kick-off set going here and really try and get their hands back on the ball to really try and put themselves into this game.
Stay behind them, boys. Mutual.
There's nothing like youth and wheels. And Ngātaki Matthews there with a good showing early on. Now the Swords perhaps some nerves around at the moment, and Waikato will be wanting to take advantage. Look at this one, straight through the middle from the bulldozing Iwatakoi. Comes at the fullback too. And what a sensational return of the football. Powerful 40-metre run from the big prop forward. Kingy now. He's put away by Michael Salasi inside the 20. Waikato wanted to do the double banger here. This is Taimonu Huidama, the skipper. He's to ground 12 out from the line. Options left and right here for Waikato. The Swords will have to really get onto their defensive work. But that might have just drifted forward. It's okay though, as Dallas Kutia slides into dummy half. Threatening as well. Kutia has a dart for the try line himself, but is repelled at the last minute by Mali Maki. Rubber kick into the in goal and onto the ball quickly as well, the back rower. Good finish for the captain. Taimanu Huidama is in to score, and referee Williamson says that'll do me. 2 quick tries for Waikato.
Was he onside then, Dale?
Well, I've got my thoughts about that. We'll get another look at it as well. Let's have another look, Webby.
But either way, great work from the hooker, Kutia, and finding his captain.
This is the powerhouse run from Tekoi. That really set up the play. Let's have a look at the thread the needle. That's the 13 on the right-hand side. Yeah, looked okay. Huidama, plenty of experience there from the Hamilton City Tigers squad. Boots in recruitment, the 31-year-old. But he's certainly a steady hand and a little shell-shocked at the moment, the Northern Swords. Understandably as well. Big trip down from the north. And after 5 minutes, they find themselves down 10-0.
Yeah, the Swords are going to have to be quite careful here. They don't want to put themselves too far beyond the 8 ball. Just really, again, need a good kick-off set and to really stand up in defence.
Well, that powerhouse run from Tekoi really put them on the back foot that time around. Here is your try scorer. Tekoi is an interesting character. Glazier says that he likes playing Fortnite. Well, I tell you what, he shredded them with that powerhouse run. He might get a repeat performance here as well. Little angle and then straightening. That's much better defence. Unfortunately for the Northerners, deemed to have stripped the ball. Williamson has been refereeing well through the campaign. He's quick to say, well, I'm not going to handle that one. So the fullback kicks towards the eastern touchline. Dwayne Sykes, quick tap and to go. A test again. The defensive work here from the Northerners.
Waiting, go.
Ali Mackey from the Takahiwai Warriors, who were Warriors way before the Vodafone Warriors. I can give you the tip. Bit debatable, really, whether Takahiwai had the tag before the Mount Wellington Warriors in Auckland. Club, look at this run. Straight up the middle again, and Kutia causing no end of problems, threading the needle off the boot and putting the pedal to the middle as far as gassing through the middle. There's Sykes. That wide, lovely ball, and the inside run. I tell you, danger, danger. And young Mahuta Ngataki Matthews is in for try number 2 after 7 minutes. They are all over the Swords at the moment.
That was a very silky backline play there, and just the ball, if we look back at the replay from, I think it was the fullback, Dwayne Sykes, just to put his centre in the space after he came around the back of that lead runner. And the winger again, Nataki Matthews, sums it up really well. He still had a lot of work to do. That right foot step again and again. Good try.
The benefit of long arms as well. Hats off to Orana Dennis, who put the pass on, playing in the centres. But at the moment, the Swords' defence, well, you'd have to say, is rather than sharp, it's pretty blunt. And they are in a heck of trouble already after 8 minutes, down by 14-0, and it could be worse with the kick still to come from Darren Sykes. Or Dwayne, excuse me, Dwayne Sykes. So 10 metres in from the right-hand side, struck that one pretty well. It just drifts across to the left of the uprights. Great start to Waikato. You get the feeling that it might be making the Northern squad pay for what they would consider themselves to be pretty ordinary performances over the last couple of weeks.
Well, that's right. I think Waikato have really come out here with something to prove after, you know, arguably a pretty rough sort of campaign. I think they're really out here to prove a point.
Timing.
So for the restart, 14-0. Double quick time here for Waikato. The Northerners now, well, they haven't had any ball at all either. That hasn't helped their cause so far. 2 tries to the 18-year-old flyer. This is Watanet.
Watch it. Hey, watch it, tackle.
Wrapped up.
2.
A number of these players will be preparing for the National Māori tournament, which is coming up in a fortnight in Rotorua as well.
Good now,
So
together.
a number of these men will turn out there. Waikato, though, probing as the ball is lost. And for the first time, we'll see the Northern Swords with the ball. Well, I know they had it momentarily early on in the match, but there have been 3 tries scored against them. Neville Rogers
Back here, guys. Guys.
will also recognise that there will be some nerves playing on the big stage.
Laughlin, Haka. Back here, mate.
And the confidence is high for Waikato as Piripi Parangi tries to pop a pass there.
Hey, listen up. Seconds lock in. Seconds lock in.
Unnecessary, really, because, well, they're going along pretty well without forcing the pass.
I think you can kind of fall into that thought process when things are all going your way. So Waikato will have to be a little bit careful here.
Disappointing wounded. There's mid to late 30s now, the centre. A bit of experience across the way too with North Ryde and Balmain back in the day. Henry gets the ball to Daly Johnson. Johnson down just outside the 30-metre line.
10, your side, 10.
Two from Otangare. There were a number of representatives from the Otangare club here today. Ross McFarlane up to play the ball as the Sword look at the right-hand side. The fullback with a little bit of a dummy. This is hot stepping, classy footy over the top. An ambitious pass almost came off on the far side. Jaden Kieran on the far side of the field. Well, can the Sword answer one back? The half volley important into the hands of Daly Johnson. Johnson now puts a kick in into the danger man now. This is not good. This is not good for the Northern boys, and streaking away once again. This is your fullback, Sykes. Well, another end-to-end run from Waikato, try number 4 after 11 minutes. And, well, we could be seeing a cricket score unless things improve for the Northerners.
The Swords really should have put it through the hands on that occasion. There was plenty of space out here on Waikato's right, but what a reply. Great awareness from Ngati Matthews to find his fullback who did the rest.
Well, it's a simple game. It's sometimes tucking it under your arm and just rolling forward. I mean, there's your prop forward putting a crossfield kick, and, you know, you've got to think that know your roles. I know that Johnson found himself on the half volley pickup, thinking, what shall I do with this? But obviously that one didn't work out for them as Dwayne Sykes makes it look all too easy.
Again, you know, it's these same guys who are involved, especially down this right edge of Waikato. So it could be a long afternoon for the Swords if they can't really tighten themselves up on their left edge.
Well, it was a great opportunity for the Northerners. Of course, they were involved in Bartercard Cup action some years ago now, but they'll be looking for the experience of guys like Freeman and also Vern Wilson. So just calm it down, guys. Just tuck the ball under your arm. Don't look to do too much with it. Down the right side there was the popped pass, trying to find the arm of Kiernan. This one too is a bit of deja vu for Sykes. We had a grin as well as wide as the Waikato River, at least. As he streamed downfield, showed wonderful pace. And, of course, that unmistakable smile of a soon-to-be try scorer on his mush.
Yeah, you never get sick of that, putting that smile on, I think, especially in that sort of space.
So it's 18-0. What a start here from Waikato. And a disappointing start for the boys in sky blue. So we are back underway. This bounce is okay for Waikato to come up with it.
Stand up now.
The hook is working hard, Sam Henry. So it's Kutia trying to come through the middle. Four Sword defenders are
Stand up now. Lock and square.
making the tackle. Wonder whether that might be better off with just a couple at a time. They don't want to drain their reserves. Ross McFarlane into the defensive work on the far side of the field. Epihara upstairs, downstairs Mackie.
Watch the tackling.
Well, certainly confidence will be high for Morgan Kutia's players at the moment. Everything they've touched has turned to gold. They've got the Midas touch, the Savo so far. Chip over the top, the bounce will probably come back for Waikato. Let's have a look. No, it's scooped on by Levita. Levita's an interesting guy from Takahiwai. Just 17 years of age, the number 2 for Northland. Now in possession, a wall of committed Waikato defenders. Happy to get involved in the thick of things. And now Daly Johnson There's a penalty. It's a pretty decent support here today too for the Northern Swords.
Too many. Just what are you doing? Get out of the way.
The young team supporting them, I'm assuming, is the 18s.
Grounded. Now.
Now the Swords with a chance and decent field position. They haven't had this luxury
No, 12.
since the start of the game.
What now?
Inside the 20, Cyrus Edwards with the carry. Short side play here. Samuel Henry. One out. Decides to go to ground. That's sensible. Salase. The ball's gone down. Tap up and play on. It's still okay. Northern Swords with it. That ball's gone to ground though.
Held there.
Marty McKay.
Didn't touch it.
With the knock on, Waikato with it inside their own 10.
What now?
Jordan Taidakina.
Hold. Work out. Two coming.
20 metres in from the eastern touchline. Another penalty here.
Number 6, working on the ground in the head area. 6 on the ground head area.
Vern Wilson, the man who comes under the attention of Williamson, the ref. Any pressure that the Swords were trying to apply quickly dissipates. 42 metres out from their own line. Now Waikato with the restart and the full set at their disposal. Taki Hohaya. Wrapped up by Freeman.
Pick the ball up.
Kingy.
Hold. Get your knees out of there.
It was Eddie Kepper, my apologies too. This is Parani. Not trying to do too much. I'll go down the right side now. Brain Sykes again. Elusive, skillful. Ivan Watane looking to keep it alive, and it's snapped up by Ross McFarlane just a couple of metres out from his own line.
It's definitely through no lack of effort that the Swords have been able to turn away Waikato, especially on that occasion, to just have the chase back and to really put yourself in the frame. You know, they've got to take a bit of confidence out of that and try and really dig in here and get a good set out.
You've got to keep an eye on Sykes. He's been injecting himself into the line and having a fine game. 18 gone, 18-0. That's problems here for Daley Johnson. He looks to be in some difficulty, 29-year-old.
But don't come back like that again.
He too played in the Swords Bartercard Cup from back in the day, and indeed had a stint with the Orcas as well out of Wellington.
Hold here, look, hold here.
The injury is not too
Hold
serious.
here.
He's being seen to behind play. Keep you posted on that one.
Hold up there, ball down.
Of course, we saw that injury last week. Took some time actually when the Akarana squad were in Christchurch. And big ups to Lima Siaki. He'll be listening in and watching maybe today. Doesn't look too good for Daley Johnson. There's another look at Sykes. Hot stepping. Watane chanced his arm as well. Wasn't too far away from linking it up there with Darren Kingy. Number 14 making his way on. This is Sepeti Tatau. Also from Otangare, will make his way onto the track. He's had some experience in the big smoke as well, Sepeti, with Otahuhu and Papakura back in the day. The city dwellers get jack of the big smoke and decide to move up north.
No, you're pulling him down. Milking it.
Good country living. Link up with the whānau. And, there's a few names familiar with the Auckland club scene here in the Northern Swords. So they have possession. It's dished up on the far side by Jesse Epiha, looking for a runner. The Swords have had precious little ball, and now an opportunity for them with ball in hand. What can they deliver up? This is Tatau's just come onto the field. Freeman at acting half for Epiha. And Epiha decides to put it along the ground. Sykes, a bit of a lotto ticket tonight, does well to retrieve.
That's one.
just again the Swords, just poor execution and poor sort of awareness in how to create some opportunities in attack. So hopefully they can try and rectify that through the game.
Crossfield run here. Some spirited defence. And that's really what needs to be shown at the moment. A couple of big plays needed to inspire teammates here from the Northern Swords. Easy to hang their head after conceding 4 tries.
Step straight around the neck. Straight around the neck.
Well, we're all mic'd up with Leon Williamson, so you can hear and see at home.
Line. Come out here.
He doesn't take kindly to back chat. Samuel Henry will be called in, and we'll have a listen on into, and Joel Freeman comes in as the skipper.
Mate, he's had 2 in a row now where he's gone up around the neck area. Tell him to keep it down. It's his responsibility to stay out of there, right? You had another one over there, so you've had 3 that I've let go. The 3rd one I can't.
Well, you think that all the defending that they've had to do, and you can be just a little lax with your technique, I guess, Webby.
Yeah, well, they've done a hell of a lot of tackling as Swords, and yeah, it will wear on you after a while, and your technique kind of goes out the window, but you know, at least they're putting themselves still in the tackle.
Marcus Tahihohaya has the ball 25 metres out. Danger time again for the Swords immediately. There's some safety down the other end of the ground, but they've had 2 of the 4 tries scored by Waikato have been long-range efforts. So they've got some pace and some agility. Taulungapai Murray gets the ball away to Tahihohaya. Now just 15 metres from the try line. This will test the Swords. True Kardena, runner up the middle too. Bulldozing his way forward. Edu Kepa close to the line. Danger time here for the Swords. Out to Kingy. Puts it into the end goal. The Swords have knocked the ball on in the end goal, and therefore
knock on and goal.
Will be going underneath the crossbar for the restart, and the pressure stays.
Yeah, really good set from Waikato there. They had a couple of good shots at them. Dwayne Sykes is really putting himself around the field. But to get a repeat set there and build a bit more pressure, that Waikato seem to be really taking a hold of the game.
Well, if you can't get a try, the next best is to get a repeat set. Freeman with the restart decides to go for a short rather than long kick into the arms here of Rana Dennis. A good try assist. He helped out for one of the 2 from Ngātaki Matthews. Kingy on the inside. Swords forced to muscle up. 10 metres out from their own line. Here they come. Waikato building. Through the hands they come, and out through Malcolm Noda. Noda pops the pass back on the inside, and now to Coots here, who can see the line but can't quite get to it. Repelled at the last moment. Just a couple of metres out now. Waikato is try number 5 in the offing here. The cut-out ball, the looping ball on the far side of the field, and the dive to secure the 4 points on the far side by Taulungapai Murray. And Waikato full of running and full of confidence here this afternoon.
It's that man again, Dwayne Sykes. This is a great ball. It looked about a 25-metre long ball from where I'm sitting, sorry, and right on the money.
We'll have a look at it. Right over the top. And Taulungapai Murray is in to score. From Talifalo, the club champions in the Waikato club scene. And he's seen the finishes in the NRL and emulates their efforts as well with a beautiful dive. Try number 5, 22-0, 23 minutes gone. Could be a big scoreline here. We saw a big scoreline too last year, didn't we, when that wrap-up game with Bay of Plenty were up against the Falcons, got whopped in the final. I guess sometimes you can play your best footy in the lead up too.
Yeah, it seemed earlier on that Waikato were getting a bit careless because they were finding their way up the field a bit too easily and then trying to get a few silly little offloads away. But they seemed to really rectify the ship and put it back on course. And just them getting that repeat set and then giving themselves another chance to have a go at cracking the worked out really well.
Off the woodwork, that one, and back in for 2. So Sykes kicking well and distributing well also. Well, that was on, of course. The wing had come in somewhat, Jaden Kiernan, but you can't hold him responsible. You end up in field position because teams falter. So 24-0. As mentioned, you just get the feeling that Waikato are making their opponents pay here for substandard performances over the last couple of weeks. Although they were pretty hearty, I must say, in the second half last week in Hamilton. This could really balloon out if the Swords can't just arrest the meterage that the forwards are starting to make here from Waikato. Bit of kip up to play the ball. Perhaps it's just going at a pace they're not used to in the north as well. This is Reihana Teirakina. It's been knocked down, so it'll be a Waikato feed here. They've had plenty of ball, haven't they?
That's why I'm short on it. That's what I'm putting on it.
Is that knock off on me?
Yep.
Just the hooker, Samuel Henry from Northern. He's really worked hard. I mean, I know there he's knocked on the ball here, but it's not. He's definitely tried his guts out today.
He's having a go. Things aren't quite working out for him. As Waikato look threatening yet again. 25 minutes gone. Here he is. Here he is again. I tell you what, they'll be having nightmares seeing Sykes come at them yet again. Out to the 2 try-scoring Ataki Matthews. Sykes to dummy half. Everyone's getting their hands on it now. Through Malcolm Noda. Nice ball for Reihana Teirakina. Will they try a repeat performance out on the left edge? Now this time they decide to come to the right. Sykes and Kingi. Now Watane. Odds on, aren't they? Waikato to going again. That one looks held up. That's the way Williamson sees it as well.
Malcolm out there on the 10. Hold up. Wait up. Haka.
Well, they don't know where to look at the moment. The Northern boys just absolutely shell-shocked by this barrage that's coming at them. In the black, red and yellow of Waikato. Kingi.
He's good.
Up quickly, tackle made by Joel Freeman. Inspiring. Karina plays the ball numbers out to the left for Waikato. They'll look to put it into the in-goal. Bounce favours the Swords. Finally, they have a ball.
The efforts of the Swords there, especially in the last 5 minutes, particularly in defence, you can't question their effort. It's just I think a lot of their finishing off and not being able to finish their sets, and I think they've done well the last 5 minutes.
Well, we know some good players come out of the north, and Adam Blair is certainly an example as a 15-year-old. He's picked up out of Whangarei. You know what an illustrious career he's gone on to have, and I guess the latest of them, the 2 Penrith lads, Corey Huddlewood and Naida, has had an exceptional 2018. And there's a run down the right edge for the Northern Swords. Kieran back on the inside. This is nice play and encouraging for the Northern fans who've come down to support their boys. Not sure that the grubber kick was the best option at that time. Jesse Epiha will earn his team a penalty.
Hey, you cut that
taken out.
You don't swear like that, mate. Not at me.
I think it was definitely the right play there. He saw there was no fullback, Waikato on the back foot, and he's earned his team another shot here.
Leon Williamson's very strapped as we see the barging run with some success as well for Michael Salasi. Oh, yeah. The Northern Swords get onto the scoreboard finally after 28 minutes.
Oh, the boys will love this. Just put his head down, ran hard, and Waikato boys just couldn't handle him.
Let's have a look at the break, and it was nice as well. So some good wheels. That's a good take as well from Kieran. Back on the inside. Then the tap. the charging run. Poor defence from Waikato. But hats off to big Michael Selassie, the 32-year-old.
I understand that, mate.
Made of cement, the big bloke. No, he's not made of cement, but he is from Portland. He plays for the Portland Panthers.
I think he might be made of cement. They just couldn't handle him there. But the lead-up work was outstanding. And the Northern boys, they've got to take a lot from that last set that they've been able to put on and just try and match that for the rest of this game.
So Vern Wilson with the responsibility and of the conversion. And if the name rings a bell to some of you watching today, it is indeed Vern Wilson's son. Vern tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. This man's father is really highly regarded in the footy scene, and there's actually a mural of him on the Otara Scorpions wall of one of their club in Ngāti Otara Park. And Vern adds the extras. So long time coming, 24-6 scoreline, under 10 to play in the first half, but a welcome 4-pointer for the Northern Swords. The try scorer Michael Selassie. You're watching the promotion relegation match here. The winner stays up in the Premiership, and of course the loser will head to the Championship, which will be strengthened in 2019. Webby, as league fans, you know, we know that the seats for the test match next week between Australia and New Zealand, they aren't sold out. The following week is. But we know our Tongan community are really rallying. It is a wonderful opportunity for Tonga to play against the world champions. It's gone dead on the full. They're just checking here. He thought that it bounced in the end goal. Now that's the word that Simon Taylor has given referee Williamson. We'll get a chance to have a look at it. But of course the Northern Swords, those guys are trying to sell the fact it's gone over the dead ball line. Make up your own mind. How's that mind of yours going, Webby?
That looked like it bounced on the line to me, which does mean a penalty at halfway, doesn't it?
What's the timeout?
Guys, the decision's been made.
I'll tell you one thing Leon Williamson doesn't like is back chat. And he doesn't like swearing on the field, and not even if it's directed at him, even if the guys are swearing at each other or the opponents, he just won't wear it.
No, we've noticed this, I think, over the course of the competition, but I think he's done a great job.
Stay behind him.
Like a hard-nosed schoolmaster, isn't he? Okay, Waikato get the ball.
1-0. Stand up. Hold, go.
Tailaki now to play it. I'd be really disappointed for the Northern fans. We'll be watching today up in Taitukura. Kia ora.
Get your hands off the ball.
You guys are a little bit shell-shocked after this Waikato team ran rampant in the early exchanges. So important that they force an error and get hold of the football, get down the other end of the park, because Waikato constantly looking threatening. Here's Darren Kingy. Look out, there he is again. Sykes. Nice ball. Try in the corner. Yes, indeed it was, and it will be runner Dennis who's awarded the try. Every time Sykes touches the ball, you think that something's going to happen. Good lead-up work, but disappointing for the Swords, who really believed that they were hard done by with the decision, forcing them under the crossbar for the restart.
Yeah, definitely the wrong decision there, but they've got to move on. But just another great backline move here, out to their right again. And that man Sykes, as you said, he's put himself everywhere today, and it's all come through him.
It's Rana Dennis. Good play. Had a good try. Nice finish there. Rana Dennis, forklift driver, proud dad with a Kōtiro young daughter. And he plays his footy for the Tūranga Waiwai club. Based in Ngārawa Wahia, of course. And here he is, Darren Sykes. Beautiful day. Not so beauty if you're looking at the scoreboard from the Northern Swords perspective. That one drifting away. 28-6 the scoreline. What a first half performance. Look, I know it's been tough on the Swords, but hats off to the attacking prowess being displayed by Morgan Kutia's men here this afternoon.
Well, it's been a great afternoon of footy from Waikato's perspective. A bit of a tough one for Northern, but Waikato are really playing some good footy and really asking a lot of questions, and the Swords finding it hard to deal with.
6 tries to 1. They're probably shorter rather than long kick. Perhaps one way or the other, either long or short, but that one looked to be mid-range. Just getting back to the Kiwi games coming up, of course interrupted by that try. Wrapped up number 6 for Dennis. There are plenty of tickets available. You're never going to get a triple header like that again. So come on, all you Kiwi League fans, let's all get together. Pump it up, fill up the stadium, drive them home. Juniors and the women's team. It's going to be an awesome day out here at Mount Smart next week. Do yourselves a favour. Buy your mother-in-law a ticket. Make sure she comes. Bring your old aunties with you. It's going to be a wonderful evening.
What are you doing?
As we see the Swords with some relief.
Wait.
Just looking for the restart.
Right, away you go. One coming.
This is Manaki Tawhiwhirangi is on in 16.
1-0!
20 metres out from the try line.
Hold! Go.
And the Swords will be encouraged if they can get across the line again. This time is it Cyrus Edwards? I think he's with the ball, it is indeed. Edwards from Otangata, he's only 19, so a great chance for him to play representative rugby league.
Wait. Good.
Ipi Hart. Let that one go on the far side. Little step and straight in. Over the line, get it down. No, held up.
Down up there, tackle 4. Tackle 4, out here. 2 metres. 2 metres, hold up. Tackle 4. Tackle 4. 5 coming.
But they come the Swords. Ren Wilson is wrapped up.
5 last!
3.5 to play until half time, up by 28-6. Waikato are doing their best to stay in the championship, aren't they? Epiha puts the kick into the end goal. The Swords will get a repeat set.
Hey, get out of there! Come on,
It's a little bit tense. And I guess that confrontational style not really justified when you look at the scoreboard at this stage. Let's have another look at the kick.
Ebihar and Wilson, especially in these last couple of sets, they really control it really well, and it's great to see them be able to have a chance to build a bit more pressure here and have another shot.
I thought you were going to say Northland Rugby League. Oh.
So Northland will get the ball back. It's a good hearty sort of a run, Martinet. Going backwards this time.
6, let him up. Can't slow it down. Second effort, post-tackle.
And Kingy is asked to step away. Freeman kicks to the western touchline.
This time, yeah.
And John Freeman's played in the Bundy Cup for the Vulcans.
Go.
West Australian state team. 34 years of age now. He's played with some of the top flight players in the Auckland club scene, as we see a darting little run here from Manaki Tawhiwhirangi. Pushed back by Waikato. 5 from the line.
Short, third. Stay up, 12.
Dive from dummy half. From Saleset. Freeman pushes it wide. Epiha coming in from the back. Paul shrugs off one Vincent. Can't get away from the tackle of Hayden Carden, who puts him away 8 from the line. Good chance here for the Swords to get across in the dying moments of the first half. A decoy run. Having a shot for the line is Tawhiwhirangi. 5th and final tackle. Back for Epiha. Has to look himself, a little knock on. Play on, 0 tackle. And did the end goal, and then Kieran dives at it. But a no-go result.
Go knock up. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Look, leave it to me. 0 tackle knocked on. Northland scrum.
Yeah, correct decision there. The ball just unfortunately came in contact with the corner post there, but yeah, it's just some enterprising play and just really keeping it alive and giving them a chance to put some points on the ball. Some good play from the Swords.
Out wide there, Jaden Kennan from the Hora Broncos. Lovely there with the place names of the north. It's a beautiful part of New Zealand. Rugby league, of course, it's always struggled a little bit up there in a rugby-dominated region. But these guys are doing the best they can. It's tough if you know you want the quick play. The ball, Freeman delivers up for him. The Hooter about to go in the background as well. Pretty one-sided. This is the last roll of the dice. Got to pop the pass, and Selassie can't get it. He is the only try scorer for the Northern Swords, and what's been a dominant performance by Waikato through that first half. 6 tries to 1 at the halftime break here at Mount Smart Stadium. It's Waikato 28, the Northern Swords 6.
28-6, Waikato lead the Northern Swords in the promotion relegation match. Game 1 of our doubleheader today here at Mount Smart Stadium. Ngātaki Matthews with the first of 2 tries, just too quick and too early in the match.
Yeah, the defence, the Northern Swords were exposed there, rushing up. And then you've got the speed of the back 3 to just capitalise on opportunities.
Huirama, the skipper, gets one. They've just been beaten up through the middle of the Swords.
They certainly are, and the fact that they're not first up tackles were exposed in the first half, but you know, going out wide seems to be yielding great results.
Well, Ngātaki Matthews, this is try number 2 for him. Dwayne Sykes, the fullback, is certainly having a lot to say, and they're really struggling with the decoy runner. And this, well, speaking of Dwayne Sykes, watch this, because this is a long-range try.
This was a nice little play there from Waikato side, and again, they're just delivering the pass to their speed in the back 3, and haven't they done a great job?
They have done a very good job. It's been pretty disappointing, but size has certainly shown up again. This one, Torongo Pai Murray, watch the pass. It's a lovely looping pass, and it's just a nice, well, very David Fusatua-like. But they get one back. Michael Selassie for the Swords.
Yeah, this is just a great intent, isn't it? He just barged through. He knew where the line is. A big body. A great try there from the Northern Sword.
But again here, that left edge struggling. The decoy comes out, and they're left wanting for numbers, and Rana Dennis gets the try.
Yeah, that lead runner is really causing issues. The defensive read for the Northern Sword certainly needs to improve in the second half.
So let's talk about what they have to do. There's a familiar face, Richie Blackmore, former Kiwi. Probably looking forward to the triple header we have here at Mount Smart Stadium next week with all the Kiwis, all the Kangaroo teams. And actually, can't wait for that, actually. But, okay, what has Neville's team, Neville Rogers' team, got to do, the Swords?
Yeah, quite a few little opportunities, I think. And one of them is their first up contact in defence. I think that's crucial. I think the read in defence and the kick chase needs to improve. And there's opportunities, actually, for the Northern Sword to expose on the edges. It's just that extra pass and attack that can actually yield some good results.
The big stage fright, do you think that first 40 or not?
I think they're just outclassed. I think the speed and the decision-making of the Waikato side has really proved that their standards are a lot higher. But they can turn it around, no doubt.
Well, we'll get the thoughts of both coaches in just a moment. But right now, it's 28-6. Waikato on track to stay in the NZRL Premiership for the new season. Stick around. There is another 40 minutes in beautiful sunshine on Mount Smart, live on Sky Sports, still to come.
Welcome back to Mount Smart. Beautiful, isn't it? Not so beautiful if you are a Northern Swords supporter, because they're down 28-6. They'll be wanting a better start here in the second half. Let's hear from the coaches with Stephen McIver.
Thank you, Dale. Morgan Cootie, that's a hell of a start. 28-6 up at halftime. Did you have to say much to them at halftime?
Yeah, we still have to say a little bit to them, mate, because we let them come back in there. So I think we need to stick to our structures and do what we did in that first 10, 15 minutes.
You must be very happy with the way you're going through the middle.
Oh, yeah, you know, like our big forwards are playing well for us, which hasn't been the case in some of our other games. But if we can go back to that structure, I think we'll be okay.
Well, Morgan, 40 minutes away from staying up. The best of luck.
Sure, mate. Thank you very much.
Neville, the coach of the Northern Swords. Neville, not the way you wanted to start, buddy.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a learning process for us. I mean there's some good development there. I think we're competitive in patches. We just need to string some position together.
Getting caught out on that left edge, what have you done to try and address that in the second half?
Oh, we had a good talk about it in the changing rooms. Hopefully we'll see some improvement.
See more points on the board from the Swords?
Oh, I'm hoping we will, yeah.
Best of luck, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
You know, Webby, I like his style there. You can't go and bollock your lads. They've been and giving them the rack up. They are trying. They conceded those early tries. Perhaps that was some nervousness and on the big stage, but improved performance at the back half of that first 40. And so let's hope that they start a little better than they did last time and get one or two back here. A long road for the win. But really, they're just building on credibility at the moment. Important that they do get a decent start here at the kickoff for the second half.
It's definitely important, and great words from their coach there. It's just about, you know, they've been through the first 40 minutes. They know what's expected out there now. It's just about being able to apply that now.
So it's the Northern Swords who will defend the Auckland City end of Mount Smart 1. Don't forget, coming up as well, we've got the local derby. It's the two Auckland teams in the national premiership. Akarana Falcons against the Counties Monaco Stingrays. It should be a really cracking game. I hope you're able to stay with us. Due to kick off at around 4 o'clock. But right now, back into the action here with Waikato's Hayden Karina in possession. But he's down about 25 in from the western touchline. Waikato had the luxury of being able to give the ball air. Here is Ivan Watane. That's a powerful run. Leads to ground just 5 metres short of halfway. It's one of the first cousins of Dallin Watane Zalesniak. It's Malachi playing in the Penrith comp. Ivan. This is Huidama now. Easy meterage. The early exchanges of the second half. Little stab over the top. Kieran comes back for the Swords. Let's get a call there now.
He's pushed me into it, not play that. Not play that, Rick. You're shadowing the ball.
Oh, there you go. Shadowing the ball is the call from Leon Williamson. Let's have another look here. So Kieran comes back. He recognises the threat.
Stay behind him.
Touch judges making the call. Touchies today, Simon Taylor and Glenn Mosley. Tries in the first half to Tungataki Matthews, Huirama, Sykes, Murray and Dennis. That's a bit of dropout, I think. It's much tougher to bring the ball back from your own half than it is with the short dropout, which the Swords put together off Freeman's boot late in that first half. So Waikato now find themselves 30 metres out from the try line. Malcolm Noda, a ton of experience now for Takiho Haya. It's been a knock-on. Let's look at some of these Northern players and introducing you to them along the way. Kyle Hull is playing in the 4 jersey from Takahiwai.
Just remember the language, guys. You've got thousands of fans out there watching your game, especially the kids, all right? They don't want to hear you swear.
Did you hear that in the background? I thought it was nice too. Leon Williams said, hey, watch your language, guys. We've got a lot of kids watching footy this afternoon. They don't need to hear you swearing at each other.
Move now!
I want you to sit up straight and brush your teeth before you go to bed as well. It's sound advice.
Two! Marcus Locken!
But it is a family game. We know that. Now, this is better running, isn't it? In fact, this bloke's providing plenty of spark. Michael Selassie, out of the Portland Panthers, enjoying what he's putting together here for the Northern Swords. Jesse Epiha has it, inside ball now, and picks up on McFarlane. Ross McFarlane, playing in the west of England for Devon, actually. I know that Devon fielded a rugby league team, but Ross has been over there on his OE and turned out there. Tawhiwhirangi. Now the crossfield kick. Wilson. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. What a start. And that'll do us fine. Thanks very much. Levita. Good stuff.
The kick here from Vern Wilson was outstanding. He put it right on the money, and for the winger, he had all the time in the world to get his hands on that. That was a well-executed play.
Yeah, that was Vern Wilson. It's Levita on the far side, isn't it? The youngster. Awesome start. But look at the run here from Big Michael.
Over here, bud.
Michael Selassie. Not quite sure where Levita was on the kick. Oh, that's all right. There we go. Nice stuff. Already mentioned that he's 17. He has played down in Auckland, actually. He was with the Waitemata Seagulls a couple of years ago. He's only 17. And last year played for the Hikurangi Stags. This year with the Takahiwai Warriors. What's next? Penrith. But if you go across there, Corey Harawira-Naira, as I mentioned, he's having a great season. And the other big bopper as well from Broadwood, James Fisher-Harris. You know, these guys have come out of the bush and really making names for themselves over there in West Sydney at the moment. There's the restart of the division attempt from out wide. Deserved a bit of fate. What do you make of the Kiwi squad that we're turning out here? Some exciting young talent there, Webby.
Yeah, and that's, you know, you need that within an international team, and with, you know, the experience as well that has been brought in. Yeah, it makes for an exciting test.
I see the ex-Kiwis Association meeting the day after as well. Nice to see you there. And any of you listening in today, worn the black and white jersey, you'll be most welcome. Touch with Ray Haffenden, one of the organisers. It's a wonderful afternoon, and expecting a few of the current crop and also of the Kiwi ferns to turn up this year.
Go back and play the ball. You're jumping forward. Go back, go back. Marcus, get up. Yep, Marcus engage. That's it. Two.
Look to double figures. That's a nice start too. I'm taking the coach Neville Rogers. Just be wanting them to settle down a bit here. Play their footy. McFarlane on the angle. If we wanted to link up, almost away. Good run from Ross. Just inside the Waikato half now. Tawhiwhirangi. Wilson. Oh, look, as though that might have been on the cards. What intercept? Here he is, the flying Levita. Wilson down a back play as well, took a shot. Trainers come on, the crossfield kick now. Kieran lines it up. Sykes has it. Oh, no. Look out. Is it Sykes? No, it might be Te Rongopai Murray. Gets the pass away at the Tairakina. Wilson looks like his shoulder's taken a whack after he got that pass away to Levita. They're down a player at the moment, the Northern Swords, and referee Williamson will stop playing now.
Tackle two, ball on the ground. Thank you.
They're going for the injury here.
Tackle two.
That is Vern Wilson.
Tackle two.
The right shoulder there. He's already popped it. Let's have another look how this happened. It was straight off the back of the kick, and this, in fact, is the run from the talented Te Rongopai Murray. He's got plenty to offer as well. before popping the ball back on the inside for Taylor. Kinua already back into the action. Wilson, brave, 28-10. One try for the Northern Swords. Let's see what they can deliver as Cardina gets the pass out for Kingy. Swords up quickly for number 6. Well, one moment his shoulder's stuffed, and the next moment he's using it to put a couple of bangers on. Chip over the top, beautifully executed. Just the final tackle now for Waikato. Away goes Malcolm Noda. Puts the kick into the end goal. Will it sit up for him? It will not.
No, they should have really had a look to go back, keep going down this left side. I think they had about 3v1 down there, so it's just a poor option there.
Wait. No, you got to kick. You can't do it. Wait for the reset. Where you go? Hold. Go.
Leon Williamson was one of our very top referees and had some international experience. I think he might have even ref some games over in the Ukraine or Russia.
Hey.
He took a spell. It'd be pretty taxing on family life as a player or a referee. But has become re-enthused and really enjoying his work. I think he's doing some good work out there at the moment, the man with the whistle. So it's the Northern Swords who have the ball, just short of their halfway line. On to Freeman.
Inside.
Joel sends it downtown. Sykes waits for the bounce. Then gets it, finds Murray. He'll go across field, wait to straighten and find a hole. He finds a hole, all right. Look at by Murray, he's away. Oh, trouble city for the fullback. Dazzling footwork. Slipping and sliding he is at the moment, Sykes. Well, he takes a shot as well, but again, it's a high shot. What a run from Murray.
I really like what Vincent Paul did here, the fullback for Northern. He just gave him time and time to give some players, give his own players some time to retreat and give him a hand in defence. Just unfortunate, he nearly took his head off.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Paul who was the focus of the tackle. Maybe it was either the 9 or the 7. Danger times though. Huirama now numbers. Waikato over the top would win. This time the tackle is made.
Stand up now.
5 out from the try line. Cardina to dummy half. Huirama. We heard the call of forward. I think that came from Hone Haruin all the way from Kaitaia.
Very pleasant.
Shout out to you, Hone, if you're watching today. No, he loves his rugby league.
It's been racing, actually. Who needs a segue today? We're just
drifting
zipping around.
Straight through, it's Tina Ngahiwi.
Go down. Yep.
Northern Swords with the feed to Epiha. Now for Kieran. Good solid D. Ngahiwi. 11 metres from the line.
Heal the ball.
11 minutes gone in the second half. The Swords, the only squad to have registered on the scoreboard here. So pretty decent effort.
Move now, 17.
So far, 28-6 at the half-time break.
That's okay, your guy was in the ruck.
This is the attitude they needed to start the game with, really.
Definitely. I mean, it's night and day, the comparison of how Norths have started the second half, but it's good to see.
Tony Lee Shelford plays the ball in the number 15 jersey. On it comes to Freeman. Sky high to Sykes. Sykes is good. Frees up the runner on the far side. This is the man who's already got 2. This is Ngātaki Matthews. And again, Paul is isolated somewhat as a defender as well to make the tackle on Ngātaki Matthews, although he does concede a penalty in the effort as well.
Michael Selassie, the big man who came off the bench, the number 8, his work rate since he's been on the field has been outstanding. You see here, he gets run around, but he doesn't stop working. He doesn't switch off, and he, in the end, has a real effect on the outcome of that play.
I'm pleased you make note of those sorts of efforts. You know, not they're not always the try scoring or the tackling efforts, but
One now, we'll go after
you just see an attitude emerge in a man when the chips are down, but he's trying hard. Now the test on the Northern Swords.
Stand up now.
They weren't able to repel Waikato in the early exchanges of that first half. Are they better off here? The opening looks pretty good here. And that is the try that has been scored. Well, for a moment there, I thought perhaps it wasn't to be registered. It's a Marcus Tahihohaya credited with the try. This is Huirama. Tahihohaya at 11. Was able to barrel across and get the ball down. Was up for some debate for a moment, but referee Williamson took advice from his touch judge. So we get another look at it. Huirama. And despite the efforts there of Shelford and also of Kiernan, able to get the try down. Marcus Tahihohaya Mosen from the Tigers, a builder. A good try, 32-10 with the kick here from Sykes. That one's wide, into the fronting position in the background there for next week's test match. 32-10.
Again, yeah, Waikato just stripping them of numbers, just with their the plays previous to the try scoring opportunity, just kind of stripping that edge and dragging in a player after player, and then in the end just having too many numbers.
There it is, NZ versus Oz. It's some classic matches. Kiwis rebuilding. Oz with a change lined up as well.
One down, 12.
Really quite an exciting test match to be part of.
Go. That's one.
And the Kiwis going to be playing a lot more at home.
Two, move.
A long time since they've played in Auckland, and
Heal
I
the
guess
ball.
the shaky results from last year's World Cup reminded the New Zealand Rugby League that in order to get kids wearing black and white jerseys around the streets of New Zealand, they better be seeing their team more than they have been.
That's very important, you know, especially after the outcome of last year's World Cup. It's a great opportunity for New Zealand Rugby League, I think, anyway, to really try and rectify whatever was lost last year.
Maguire up there for a youthful and exciting
Make the tackle and stand up
squad.
Don't work the tackle.
Sure,
right?
some of the bigger names not available
Go
for
to get up.
him. There have been losses through injury and those who need operations. Test series against England as well. Freeman,
Quickly.
the ball just a touch too long, and Hayden Carden makes him pay for that.
Now, Hayden.
The nippy halfback's rolling back the ears, isn't he, with his effort here this afternoon.
Move, 15.
With it. Inside the 30 for the Swords. I'm sure all league fans will be liking to see the
Committed, I'm happy with that.
boys in the light blue come away with a try here.
Quickly.
Waikato have dominated from the start.
5 last.
Good stepping there.
Your side, 11.
Last,
11.
Freeman
Okay, now.
into the end goal. That's been knocked forward and offside.
Off the legs. Player playing it intentionally. Joe, here, Mark. Mark here, Mark here. Mark here.
Another player down in back play. Samuel Henry. Adi Mackie.
Held! Release one.
Played for Northcote, Mali. About 8 years ago now, but
2 clear.
the Fox Memorial Championship.
Hold. Go.
Here's Northland building. Spinning effort, and that's the man. He is the man so far. Oh, no! I've done it.
27.
Hey. Is it me? Should I cop the blame for that?
I don't think he's got anyone else to blame but himself for that one. That was a shocker.
Wait.
My gosh.
Wait.
Well, it's been so neat to watch, but shaking the head, absolutely.
0.
Well, you don't see that all that much. He's been watching Martin. Was it a fire? Was it? He did the same thing. Let's have another look. Oh my goodness!
For all you kids at home, 2 hands every time.
Go to ground. Fall down. You know, he's been one of the best, but hero to 0 in a flash. And now Waikato, this time through Iwa Tekoi. What a great run it was early in the game from Tekoi. He pushed forward about 50 metres. So grow considerably by the end of the evening, I'm sure. But here are Waikato now, 20 metres out. And a knock on. The Northern Swords will get the scrum feed. Yeah, we're going to have another look at that, only because, well, it doesn't happen all that often, does it?
Yeah, I just don't understand why you would have gone through all that effort to then try and put it down in your left hand with one hand.
Stop laughing, Webby. You can just, hey, it's hard. Sonny Bill's done it too. We'll have to ask him. We get a chance to talk with him after the game or so.
Get out of there.
But other than that, Michael Selassie has been one of the very best.
Way too slow.
He's been outstanding, and it's just so unfortunate because he deserves that try.
Okay, so the dropsies. Here's Freeman to the far side. 32-10. If you just joined us, this is part of a double header this afternoon. Coming up at 4 o'clock. It's Counties Manukau up against the Akalana Falcons. It will be the premiers, the Falcons, the defending prems. Counties, Stingrays, and
Neutral tackle, you
the
can't
Falcons.
spin on him. You can't spin on him in neutral tackle.
Been a tremendous rivalry ever since 2 zones were created out of the wider Auckland region. Counties with a big catchment have been able to be very competitive, although they've only been going really as a region for, well, less than 10 years.
One now.
Here's Northland now.
Hey.
12 from the line, little dummy there from Sam Henry.
15, move.
10 out. Freeman now. Nice ball.
Now.
Billy Paul up for Joel Freeman now. Pops the pass. Nice one for Henry. Riley Mackay. Ben Wilson. Gotta go, and in they go. The Northern Swords end to score after Vern Wilson. This is up a beauty. And the try scored on the far side of the field.
Vern Wilson, he's put a couple of these passes out there. They're like a floating, fading sort of spiral pass out to his wider receiver. It's a really nice ball. It's a little bit like what we saw from Luke Keary in the grand final last week with his pass to Tupou.
There's Vincent Paul. Great ball too from Wilson. Perfect. Well, imagine if that try had been registered, it certainly would have been 6 points. It went begging because of the ball dropped there by Selassie. But Vincent Paul from the Otago Knights, championship winning club team from the Northern competition, adds a little bit of respectability to the scoreline here. Not quite the best of the afternoon off the kicking tee. But nevertheless, 32-14 scoreline here with just on 18 to play.
It's been an incredible half. This first 20 minutes of the second half. Just the Northern Swords, if they'd just come out in this first half with the intent that they have in this second half, they really would have been a lot more competitive today. But it's still 20 minutes to go.
28-6 at half time, 32-14 now. I mean, the scoreline says it all, really. If they had have started the game with the same intensity and defensive commitment as they've put together in the opening exchanges of the second half. And who knows where we might be. Still a beautiful day here in Auckland City. Warm welcome to you wherever you're watching the action up and down New Zealand's wonderful country. Our wonderful homeland. I hope you two are enjoying a pleasant spring day. Ross McFarlane. Wilson inside. Legs cut out from under the runner. Freeman. Spiralling bomb for Sykes has been a standout performer here for Waikato today. Reminds me of the impact that Aaron Jolly had when he was in the #1 jersey last year. Jolly now in Queensland. Superb player. Maltaki Matthews is looking for any opportunity to pick up his hat-trick. Dennis has had some fine touches as well today, but he's curtailed just a couple of metres short of the halfway line. Freeman, clean out of the ruck. And here in the background, advice from Williamson as we see a powerful run from Iwa Tekoi and away from the fullback. Oh, Tekoi is to man, I tell you what, good try under the post for him.
He's been strong all day. From the kickoff, I think he made that break earlier in the game. Every time he's touched the ball, a little bit of footwork at the line, find some lazy defenders around that middle, some guys who've really done a lot of work and just been able to take advantage of just a bit of a tired middle here from the Swords.
Well, he went to Koi, as mentioned. A smashing run by the Glazier. Have to stop using such naff lines, but anyway, a good powerful run from the big bloke. Let's have a look at him go. There he is. Gets away from the fullback. More pace than you'd expect.
He's been great. There's a lot about him. He's got some real size on him, and just the footwork I was talking about earlier, and then the speed to take the fullback on. Good to see from the big boys.
Well, says he likes Fortnite. I wonder if we'll see the floss from him. Have a look at the bench at the moment. It's Watane there on the right-hand side. There's a genuine big man. You know, there's no substitute. You play in a lot of teams, and sometimes those big guys, they don't look as though they're doing flash things, but they can just get that momentum, solid, hold the ball tight, make some inroads, and really sets the stage for the outside men.
Well, the game's built off, what the big boys in the middle do, and today he's been outstanding. Here he is again. But, I think the pack for Waikato today have definitely provided a good platform, and, to set themselves up for a really good start.
38-14, just on 14 to play here. The promotion relegation clash. Waikato came in as favourites, of course. They come out of the Premiership play. A bit of a knock-on. I guess that's
get the scrum anyway.
Untruth. A little bit of a knock-on really is a knock-on, isn't it?
Ball will be back by the time scrum set.
Well, I didn't quite see it there, but I thought it was a forward pass. Or was it a knock-on?
I think it was a knock-on. Coming up, Falcons and Stingrays.
Yeah, with me, man. Good work.
I'll do it down. Seconds in. Locks in. Come on.
Darren.
There you go.
Finally, the scrum set. Freeman peels it away from the back onto Kyle Hall. Hall with a nice step and straightened as well. Kyle Hall, good run from him. Couldn't get the pass back on the inside. Away from dummy half goes Samuel Henry. Back for Hall. Holding it up slightly, Vern Wilson, and then for Mackie.
Release! Two.
Needing the quick play of the ball, not as quick as might have been needed. Inside for Ross McFarlane. Into the heavy traffic.
Hold.
Opportunity here for the Northern Swords. The skip pass, half volley pick up on the far side of the field. It's pretty effectively done from Paul, who just scored a try a few moments ago.
Lock in.
Inside the 10. Wilson, crossfield kick from Wilson, needing a decent jump. And that's provided by Murray.
Hold here. Hold.
Turuopai slow to his feet this time around.
One.
McFarlane on the one-on-one tackle. It's on the Tairakina.
Move now.
Bit of D here from the Swords. Tatau is back in there. Stripped. No, lost. The Northerners will get the ball.
Is it handheld 1 and 2?
Loose.
The Swords here really need to set themselves in a good position to have some decent shots in good ball down here. I really think they need to come out to this right edge to Joel Freeman. Every time he's been involved in the play, there's always been some sort of opportunity arising from it.
And he's got a ton of experience,
Get in
Joel.
there, get in there. Right, going.
Some wonderful camaraderie established. Even, well, they made it to Mount Smart, didn't they?
Now! 15!
It's a long way from Portland or from Tangarai to come to the most prominent rugby league stadium in the land. It's been a good effort to get here. Won't go away with the win, but pretty hearty performances here today. Tatau once again. Wrap up just a metre short of the line. Here come the Swords. Back for Henry. Henry pushes the pass. Poor pass, really, but it ends up in the hand of Freeman. Grubs it into the end goal. Chasing back Murray. And it will be a restart from between the posts for Waikato Tainui.
It was a little bit scrappy there. If the ball had gone ahead to, I think they were looking for Wilson. There was a real opportunity. They had them, I think, one man short. But you know, Joel Freeman just calm head and put it in the end goal. They get another go.
He's got a little bit of an issue with one of the Waikato players down. I think Leon Williamson
Taking
will
out the back, Marin. Yeah. Citizens out behind the back.
allow him the chance to
They've got to come on
get
side,
some
though.
running
They've got to come on
repairs.
side. Get your replacement on side. HIA.
Marin Haggie,
I'm
long-time
not too sure. Time's up there, mate.
player
2
and
minutes.
now
Yeah,
Kai
stay there.
Tautoko, or supporter for Waikato. He's an awesome dude. And good
Trainers
to see
taking
him
them.
still in camp
go.
for Morgan Kutia and the Waikato squad.
Time on.
So Northland with 10 to play. Sepeti Tatau.
Down, get up.
So Samuel
Hold.
Henry
Hold.
looking for which way he wants to go. Out through Jesse Epiha. Now back it comes to Henry. A little bit of hot stepping. The dreadlocked hooker
Clear 10. Hold.
to his top-knotted compadre. Now for Freeman. Speculative pass. Straightened run for Tafifirangi, who is in to score. It took a while, but Manaki Tafifirangi makes no mistake this time around.
Nothing much going on in that play. Just a little bit scrappy with the pass early on and just bounced out to him, but just took his opportunity. Saw half a gap and really took his chance.
Tafifirangi. Bit of work to be done here. Yeah, we've got heaps of time, boys. 71 minutes gone. Holding the ball in the right hand and showing some hot stepping to weave his way through the traffic. And just adds credibility to the scoreline here. It's been a tough day at the office for the Northerners. And another poor kick. 20-point split, 38-18. But it's 3 tries to 2 to the Northern Swords in the second half.
Yeah, again, it's just a shame they didn't start with this sort of enthusiasm or energy in there to start the game, because they've really turned it into a good contest in this second half, and you know they should take a lot of positives out of this.
Well, they'll be able to build on it next year, although when you look at the age of some of the players, not all, but you know, I'm just having a look, those in their late 30s would number, or mid-30s and late 30s, probably 4 or 5 of the guys. But they're investing in youth as well, with Cyrus Edwards at 19 and young Levita shows some promise as well. He's still only 17. Tato's 23, and we've got a few in the mid-20s, so plenty to build on here for Coach Neville Rogers. I've been really pleased to see the Northern Swords make their way onto Mount Smart here for this clash. 7 minutes to play. Coming up, the Premiership decider. The ball's been popped back from his hands as well. That one's looking for a blue jersey and steadily ends up with Waikato double knock on, quite rightly.
Double knock on, first one off Norfolk. Waikato ball.
North Tech, sponsor from the Tatukaro. Some good work up there as well. Great to see that sort of support for the regional effort.
Ball in. Out!
So Waikato in possession here, and I think there's still some points in them as well in the last 6.5 minutes.
Hold! Go!
And, maybe just buttoned off a little bit here in the second half.
11 up! 11!
But perhaps more should be said of the increased enthusiasm from the Northern lads. So Dallas Coutier now, and it's the ball across. Here's the man who's troubled them, Tekoi. Beautiful ball, and Waikato slicing open the Northerners' defence, and it's Dallas Coutier who was in to score.
Yeah, again, Tekoi, just big and strong, and taking advantage of the defence in front of him being slightly tight and kind of on the back foot, but just using that bit of footwork, power up the line, speed, and then Katia. Great work from the hooker to back up.
Well, he did the lead-up work here, Dallas, but here he is, Tekoi. He's been a real thorn in the side, hasn't he? And it was good backing up by the hooker. That's where you want them to be. One of the standouts. The big glazier, wasn't he? Awesome. Dallas makes no mistake. I've seen this bloke in full flight. It's a wonderful sight. And there's Coutier. Putting the icing on the cake for the Tekoi run. 5 to go, 42-18, and Sykes, one of the very best on the track today for Morgan Coutier. And showing that he's not a one-trick pony, he's got a few skills in his kite, and this time making no mistake off the tee. 44-18. Won't be happy with the scoreline. How could you be? Big stage, big moment, big opportunity. This is where careers are developed, especially being on TV. Big ups to all the whānau members who'll be watching today proudly, seeing their boys out here, or their men.
1-0! Marcus lock in!
Down through Waikato and up in Tatukaro. Here we see another opportunity, almost splits them open.
Holding. Come on, 9.
30-metre line. Coutier, Tekoi.
Now 9. Third. Holding.
Not too many men in there. At the moment, are not clear. Bit of a smile there from Joel Freeman, as there should be too. He's been around the traps a few times, Joel Freeman, and And sometimes you just get beat by better teams, Webby.
You do, and it's been that sort of occasion today. But you know, again, talking about their second half, the Northern Swords, they can't be unhappy with this, and their coaching staff should really take, you know, a lot out of this and put it in process for next year.
Yeah, they need not hang their heads on their trip back to the north. Far from it. It's been a pretty gutsy effort. Remember, they were hammered in the first 12 minutes. They were down by 18-0. 4 tries, 2 of them to Ngātaki Matthews, Huidama and Sykes. They got one back through Big Salase, who probably will have to shout the lads after putting the ball down once he was across the line, but he's been okay. And of course, 28-6 at the half-time break, turning around into the second half, and even still now, there's still 3 tries apiece.
Out.
Ball jarred, loose. Tawhiwhirangi scored a try. Levita, Paul for coach Neville Rogers. And Tahiho Haya, Tikoi and Kutia in to score in the second half for coach Morgan Kutia.
Back here.
Just 2 minutes to play. We'll hear from the coach and skipper as well, the Waikato squad. Time too from the boys from the north as well. Scheduled kick-off time for our next match live here on Sky Sport. 4 o'clock, the Falcons and the Stingrays. And here's Te Rongopai Murray trying something different, and look, the way he's played, should be given licence to do so.
Yeah, why not? You know, a couple of minutes to go. Bit of a one-on-one off a scrum, no fullback. Why not have a crack?
Speaking of fullbacks, how good Sykes been today. I mentioned through the call, stuff nightmares are made of every time we got the ball there for one part of the match. He was just weaving magic. Left, right and centre. He's had a superb game. Back on his on-field positional play has been wonderful. And his work off the kicking tee also exemplary as well. They're coming to the end here. Again, just want to acknowledge the Otago squad involved in our regional play this year.
Nearly there, boys.
Likewise to our Wellington team. Great to see some other regions featuring next year. Big ups to the crowd have come along, not big numbers, obviously, both out-of-town teams, but they've enjoyed it. And great to have them in the Eastern Stand where there's plenty of sunshine. And enjoying a spring afternoon here in Auckland watching the rugby league. Life doesn't get much better than that, I don't think.
No, it's a beautiful day for footy, and you know, especially, oh well, both teams, I guess. You know, to have the opportunity to play here at Ericsson in this sort of weather, and you know, with a bit of a crowd out and on TV. You know, I've loved every game playing out on this field, so I'm sure these guys are getting a lot out of this.
You're the first bloke I've heard it called Ericsson for a long, long time, Webby. But anyway, thanks very much for that. Here's another ball. Oh, well, Waikato, they'll probably get to 50 as a result of that terrific run. Staying Ahiwi, and a good finish here for Waikato as the hooter sounds in the background. We'll await the conversion, which will take it to the half-century mark. Right here, and a wonderful try scored at the home of the Warriors, Ericsson Stadium. Okay, Webby.
Sorry.
Okay. Nobody can remember the phones either, I'll tell you what.
I think I've still got one.
No, you have not. In fact, it was 16. My apologies. Edu Kepa was the try scorer there. So a decent finish here for Waikato. They'd have to be pretty pleased with the way things have gone. The Northern Swords, they scored, what's that, 4 tries against Waikato. They'll come together and congratulate each other. So Eddie Kepa credited with that last try for Waikato. And looking to get to the 50. I don't know what to say about that one there, my friend.
No,
Webby?
he's had a shocker there, but, you know, I think he might have just been given a cheeky sly one there, but, you know, not a bad way to wrap up the game.
So at the end of this one here, 48-18, Waikato far too strong for the Swords, although they played okay in the second half. Great to have you here at Mount Smart Stadium. And Waikato will stay up in the NZRL Premiership for 2019. Let's go to Stephen. He's got the winning captains available with us straight away. Stephen.
Taimanu, congratulations. Waikato saved the best for last. How does it feel to stay up?
Yeah, I guess that was our talk all week, was just to cement ourselves back in this competition. So, it definitely feels good. Bittersweet, but feels good, yeah.
It's been a tough season. Didn't pick up any wins. You get it when it matters. And Morgan, the coach, is always talking about defence. Do you feel it was better today? Because your attack looked great.
Yeah, we knew we had a lot of attack in our team, even though it didn't show too much in our first 3 games, but it was good to get a few points out there. But yeah, once again, defence was what we're focused on all week. So even though we did leak a few tries, I guess it was good to get more points than concede.
Yeah, were there nerves just a little bit at the beginning of that second half? You leaked a couple then.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess so. But we knew Northland were going to come out strong in that second half. You know, they got a lot of pride from where they're from, so we knew they were going to come out the box strong. But it was good for us to get back on top again.
Congratulations, you're in the Premiership for another year.
Cheers, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And once again, thank you to all our whānau and support base back in the Waikato. We definitely wanted to once again instill our pride back and mana back in the jersey, and hopefully we've done that.
Certainly done that. Let's talk to your coach, Morgan Kutia. Morgan, come on in, mate. You can smile for once, mate. That's nice to see the smile finally. You get the win, you stay up in the Premiership. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great, mate. And, I know that how difficult it is, but, good on Northland for coming down here, because they deserve to be playing in this game. So commiserations to them.
Yeah, but the start was what set you up.
Yeah, it was. Like I say, we went away from that a little bit, and I think we got a bit excited. So when we went back to just playing football, I think we looked better.
What did you like most about that victory today?
Oh, we're still here next year, mate, and that's, like after our season so far, we targeted this game, and like I say, it's difficult to get out of that second division, so we're just glad that we got another year in the Premiers.
Go and enjoy it, mate. You deserve it.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Morgan Kutia there, and well, it's been a hard campaign for Waikato, but they did save their best for last, Webby, and they deserve to stay up. That'll be a great opportunity for them next year as well. They'll join Canterbury and Akarana and also the Stingrays in the top division next year. Let's go down here from the losing skipper.
Vern, congratulations for making it into the promotion relegation. Tough to suck up but being beaten though.
Yeah, it just goes to show that the sort of level that we need to try and get at for next year, and that we had a good run in that, but we just need to step up again and try and come back next year stronger.
Was the pace a bit too quick?
Yeah, I think so. I think we sort of was a bit shocked, or just it was sort of new for the boys, but at least we've got into the stage now, so we know what to expect next year.
No sense of stage fright, maybe?
Might have been, yeah, there's a bit of that too. But I think once we got into our few gears and that, we started gaining a bit of confidence, but it was too late in the end.
Mate, who are the kids over there who are performing the haka?
We've got our kids that just come back from the nets down in Rotorua, so they stopped in and supported us, which was choice. We've had supporters follow us all campaign, so it's been awesome. Yeah.
Certainly done the region proud, mate. Well played.
Yeah, cheers. And can I just say one thing? Thank you to our families, our wives, our partners, and our kids for because they're the ones that see the stuff at the back end. Just thank you guys. Give us one more night and we'll be home. Cheers.
Safe travels, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Great to see Vern Wilson there, and that's what it's all about too, Webby. Nice stuff, and congrats to the young people who came up from the Rotorua Tuni to support this proud northern team. Obviously they couldn't go on with it, they lost by 30, but perhaps the scoreline doesn't tell the complete tale. They were shell-shocked early on in the match, and they had to really work hard. They're down 18-0 after 12 minutes. Anyway, a decent second half from them, 3 tries apiece, and at the end of the day, Waikato stay up with a wonderful victory here. They'll be in the NZRL Premiership in 2019. It's Waikato who win this one against the Northern Swords at Mount Smart Stadium, 48-18.